One of the things you might not like about starting your financial freedom journey is that there's just so much information and it can be overwhelming to even get started. Fortunately, George Samuel Clason, author of The Richest Man in Babylon, breaks it down into the 5 laws of gold. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Finance Guardian channel. Despite the fact that Clausen wrote this book in 1926 and set the plot and characters in the ancient civilization of Babylon, it turns out that people had the same financial issues today as they did 6,000 years ago. Since the laws of gold never change, the words are timeless. All that we have accumulated at one time belong to someone else. When we help and when we serve others, we are paid accordingly. Getting paid is the first step and using the money wisely comes next, which is where the 5 laws of gold come in. Law of gold number 1. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by no less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This basically means that money comes to those who save. The great financial gurus of today like Dave Ramsey and Tony Robbins speak about this exact subject. Make sure you save at least 10% of everything you own, even if it's only $5 or less, but remember to do it no matter what. No matter how many bills you have to pay or how badly your daughter wants a new iPhone. Of course, just like any other rule, this no matter what rule has exceptions when extreme circumstances prevail, like starvation or losing your home or only means of transport. If you find yourself saying, I have no idea where all my money goes, this law is especially relevant to you. Make it a habit to save 10% every time and don't touch it. For most people, this percentage won't even be noticed, so increase it when you're ready. Law of gold number 2. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds it for profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of field. Money multiplies for those who invest it. This is all about putting your money to work for you. After you've set aside a certain amount from each paycheck and live on the rest, what do you do with the remaining money? Hopefully you put it to work to make you more money. This quote by Warren Buffett is a perfect summary of the second rule of gold. Quote, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. One of the best and most convenient ways for someone to make money while they sleep is to invest it in the market. A big part of this rule is to find a way for your money to make you more money without you having to break your back repeatedly. The stock market annual returns have averaged 11% since 1950, so if you had invested $1,000 in the S&P 500 in 1950, your investment would now have grown to over $1.5 million. Law of gold number 3. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests under the advice of men wise in its handling. Money stays with the person who entrusts it to wise people. Investments seem to be like politics and religion in the sense that everyone has an opinion. The Dave Ramsey approach teaches how to eliminate debt and then avoid it forever. In his view, mutual funds, 401ks, and Roth IRAs are excellent investments. Ramsey recommends that these investments form the cornerstone of your retirement fund. Robert Kiyosaki has taught millions of people the importance of accumulating assets, especially real estate. Unlike Dave Ramsey, Kiyosaki does not recommend mutual funds, and he uses debt to acquire his rental properties. Peter Malek and Tony Robbins delve into the power of index funds in their book, Unshakable. The book explores how fees and traditional mutual funds, the funds Dave Ramsey recommends, degrade the fund's growth potential over time. Nelson Nash teaches us in his groundbreaking book, Becoming Your Own Banker, how to free yourself from the control of lenders through strategic use of whole life insurance policies. Meanwhile, Dave Ramsey believes whole life insurance policies are unnecessary. Nash teaches how to completely avoid the stock market, which is the best way to eliminate risk. So, who is right? The truth is, each of these individuals have had significant financial success by following their own strategies. It is thus more important to master the how of investing rather than the what of investing. Be cautious, educate yourself, and find wise, financially savvy advisors who will assist you in making the most of your money. Choose a strategy you understand and resonate with. If you lack the knowledge to successfully invest, make an investment in someone who does. While hiring a financial advisor will cost you money, future investment mistakes without one could prove even more costly. Law of gold number 4. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. Money is lost when invested in things with which you are not familiar. Surely this one should be obvious, don't you think? In the stock market, you have investors and then you have speculators. Speculators are simply gamblers who purchase stocks because they feel like the company or the product. It takes so much more than that to make it work. What is the state of the balance sheet? And what about the income statement? Did you use the value trap indicator to check the traps? Do you see long-term success for the company? Do you read their 10K? Before you buy a company, you should take all of these factors into account. In order to prepare adequately for purchasing shares and taking ownership of a company, you need an analysis. The moment you skip the analysis, you're simply speculating and there is nothing more to it than that. If you're not sure where to start, try to read some blogs about balance sheets, income statements, and possibly use the value trap indicator I just mentioned earlier. Although it is very important for you to avoid analysis paralysis, you should get a little bit more involved than just speculating. As Warren Buffett says, quote, "Don't invest in a business you don't understand." Before investing in any opportunity or buying a stock, you should thoroughly understand how the business makes its money, how it plans to continue making money in the future, and how the market works. It's a recipe for disaster to enter into something you don't fully understand. When something is beyond your comprehension, there are qualified people who can assist you. Law of Gold number 5. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Money is lost at a fast rate by pursuing get-rich-quick schemes. When someone offers you a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity, ask yourself, why me? What makes you the one they choose? You're probably being targeted because they think you are gullible. Not all that glitters is gold. Things that seem too good to be true most likely are. It really goes back to the third rule: invest only after thorough research. Do not act on impulse or under pressure. After all, the money is yours, so you should be the one deciding where it goes. Abraham Lincoln once said, "If I had 4 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend the first 2 hours sharpening the axe." So investigate an opportunity carefully before you invest. Each of these 5 laws of gold is really a great law that everyone should follow in managing their money. They are pretty straightforward, actually. Save at least 10% of your income. Put your money to work so it makes you more money. Don't let anyone touch your money unless they are 100% trustworthy. Do your research and know what you are investing in. Don't fall victim to scams. If you follow these 5 tips, you will be well on your way to a successful future with a high earning potential. You shouldn't just take it from me, but from the 4 million people who bought The Richest Man in Babylon. If I'm fooled by this book, there are probably 3,999,000 others who are too, but I have a really good feeling that I'm not. And that is all the time that we have today, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do remember to hit that like button. If you're new around here, welcome to the channel, and please subscribe to us. And on your way out, remember to click on that bell icon too, so you can remain updated about all of our future videos. You're welcome to the channel where you will learn the basics of personal finance in easy to understand language. We'll see you next time.